Today, girls as young as 14 and 15 obsessed with their weight. Why? Because the boyfriends told them either lose weight or lose me.
I look so fat. He'll never look my way unless I lose more weight.
She'd be cute if she lost some weight.
Why do I look so fat? I need to be thinner. I'll do anything to be thinner.
I'm fat. Nothing looks right on me. He told me if I don't lose weight, it's over. If I lose 10 more pounds, maybe things will get better.
She better lose weight, or it's over.
That's what he's secretly thinking. Over 1 million teenage girls in America are literally at this one point where we're sitting, starving themselves to what they think is the perfect body. Why? Well, I think we can answer that by talking to 14-year-old Tara and 15-year-old Amanda. Both say that their boyfriends told them they were too fat, and if they didn't lose weight, the boyfriends were going elsewhere for a skinnier or prettier girl. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Okay. The thing that makes this so sad is that, by and large, Tara and Amanda are keeping this secret from their mothers. So we think that these two young ladies have a lot of courage to come here and talk about this, and we wanted them to feel comfortable. So we've put the moms backstage where they can't see or hear the show. Let me tell you a little bit about the girls. Let's talk about Amanda. If I'm wrong, you correct me, okay? Amanda, about a year ago, met a boy. She says she fell in love, but the love came with a price. If Amanda wanted to be with him, she would have to lose weight. How much did you weigh?
140.
140. What do you weigh now?
110.
110. That's a large weight loss for somebody your size. That's what she's doing. Amanda says half the week she starves herself completely, and the other half of the week, everything she puts in her mouth, she throws up. Does your mother have any idea? No idea. Tell me what happened the day that he told you you were too fat.
He was staring at these other girls.
Where? Were they live girls or pictures of girls?
Live.
Uh-huh.
And he said that, or I asked him, why are you staring at them and not me? He was like, well, they're more skinnier and more prettier than you are. I was like...
Uh-huh. Did he say you were too big? But...
He said that I'm fat.
He said you're fat. I mean, he used those words. How'd that make you feel?
Depressed and sad.
Terrible, right? A lot of pain. Did you took those words very seriously, and now you're doing everything in your power to lose weight? Why do you have to keep it a secret from everyone?
Because I don't want my mom to, like, put me in...
a hospital or something?
Yeah, they make you, like, stay there for 72 hours, and you can't call anybody, you can't watch TV.
Have you friends who've had to go to that hospital? Or did you see it on TV?
No,
How'd you know about it?
I OD'd last January on Midol, and it's like taking...
Why did you take that much Midol?
Because my other boyfriend said I was fat.
So you've had two boyfriends, both of whom say you're fat. One, did you want to kill yourself, Amanda? Why?
Because if I'm fat, then I have no reason to be here. Because nobody likes me.
Okay. So you took a lot of Midol.
8. It's like taking 200 extra strength Tylenol.
What did that do to you?
I almost ruined my liver.
Yeah. And they put you in the hospital?
No, actually, my mom took me to the emergency room, and they said, well, if you do this again, you will end up in this, like, a
Psychiatric?
Thank you. Home.
Uh-huh. Now, what are you doing to lose weight?
I'm not eating, and if I do eat, I'll, like, throw up. Like, in the morning, I'll get up and say that I'm too fat, I need to be thinner. And
Is it always in your mind that you're
fat? Yeah.
Always. That's what you think about all the time. Is it because of those two boys?
Yeah, and students at my school.
And the what at your school?
Students.
What do the students say?
Like, I'll walk past them and they go, oh my God, look at her butt.
Her butt? Do you think that what you're doing is right for your body?
Not really.
Then what's the need to do it?
So I can stay with my boyfriend.
You told our producers you're envious of a friend who has anorexia, right? She's in the hospital with tubes
Up her nose.
up her nose. Why are you envious of her?
Envious means I have learning disability.
Okay. Envious means you'd like to be like her.
Well, I do, but I don't want to end up in a hospital. That's what I told the producers.
Right, but you'd like to be like her in what way?
Like nice and thin. She's like really skinny.
What does somebody who's in the hospital weigh? Do you know?
She weighs 99 or 100.
100 pounds. When you pick up a mirror there, what do you see?
A fat blob, don't look at.
A fat blob, don't look.
I don't want to look at them.
I want you to meet 14-year-old Tara. Tara says her obsession with her weight only began last year. Is that your first boyfriend?
Yeah.
The boyfriend told her he would only like her if she lost weight because she was too fat?
Yeah.
So Tara tried to lose the weight?
Yep.
And you started starving yourself?
Yeah.
And did you vomit to become skinny like he wanted?
Yeah, or I'd throw my food away or something like that. I'd just eat half of it, throw the rest of it away. And my mom would leave the room, and I'd sit there and throw half of it away. And she'd go in there and talk to my dad, and then she'll come back in. She's like, you had a whole plate of food here. Why is it only half? I'm like, I didn't want to waste your time with Dad, because she sits there and watches me eat.
Oh, okay.
Or I'll stick my finger down my throat. I'll squeeze my stomach to make me throw up.
Anything to keep the boyfriend?
Yeah.
How's the boyfriend now that you're so thin?
He doesn't like me still. He likes some girl, a different girl.
Did he throw you over?
He goes, ew, look at them rolls. He said a bunch of stuff to me. He called me 10-ton Tara. He just said a bunch of things. Called me a chub tub.
What do you weigh?
107.
And you're a chub tub. The girl that he's going with now, what do you think she weighs?
About 120. Oh my! She's bigger than I am.
So she's more of a chub tub.
Yeah.
Tara started to diet excessively, and you were eventually put in the hospital?
Yeah, I didn't eat nothing in 4 days, and I just passed out, and then they said I was malnutritioned.
Yeah. Despite the efforts to lose weight, he told you that he was breaking up with you because you were too fat.
Yeah.
Now, when Mother packs your lunch, what do you do with it?
Throw it away when I get to school.
And at night, you exercise in your room?
All night, yeah.
So, Mother is caught on or hasn't caught on?
She knows some way. She'll come out of the bathroom or something and she'll say, why are your eyes all red? Why are your eyes all red? She goes, you look like you've been throwing up. I'll be like, no, it's nothing.
But you have been throwing
Yeah.
up. Yeah. Why lie to her?
She'll go crazy.
She'll go crazy.
Yeah.
All right, what do you think of when you look in this mirror? What do you think of?
All I see is the bad things. I will see getting a double chin. I will see that I've got rolls. I will see just the bad things. I'll see I got fat cheeks. That's what I see.
Fat cheeks, double rolls. Amazing, isn't it? Do you know that we don't see these things?
No, not at all.
Not at all. We have different eyes, I think. Amanda, you told our producers you were scared to let Mother know the truth of what you're doing to yourself. Do you know that we want to tell her? Would you rather I didn't? Now you got to talk to me. Shaking shoulders doesn't come through. You have to tell me. If you say to me right now, I don't want my mothers, we don't want our mothers to know, I'll honor that. But if you want me to talk to your mothers to try to see what we can do for you, That's another thing. And
I want you to talk to her because I don't want to die. I'm only 14.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned to find out how these moms will react when they realize that their biggest fears have come true. Their daughters are starving themselves to death. We're talking about a very serious problem today. It's all of us, all the females. And by the way, my husband said to me today, and a heck of a lot of the men, too. I was watching him, since he put on 4 pounds, get off the scale this morning. I'm thinking what he was going through. Right now, it's young girls who are starving themselves because the boyfriends told them they were too fat. I want to remind you that Tara and Amanda's mothers haven't heard the show so far, and they do not have any idea how severe the problems are, because Tara and Amanda, part of this is being very good at keeping it a secret. And I think wisely, Tara said, I really think my mother ought to know, somebody in the family ought to know me completely and thoroughly. Is that what we're really saying?
Yeah.
You know, Amanda, there's one other thing that I know, and I want to know how you feel about it before I bring out your mother. When you took the Midol, you have said privately that you take a knife to yourself in the morning. Often? Sometimes? With what thought? What's going through your mind when you do that?
That I'm fat and I'm ugly and nobody really wants me here.
So why not?
Then I look at my mom's pictures that are there, and I have a little sister that's 9 years old, and my mom's a single mom, and she needs me.
That's right. That's right. Is it all right if I talk to her about that? Sure?
Yes.
Okay. Let's bring out Tara's mother, Kathy, and Amanda's mother, Nancy. Amanda's 15, and this is her mother, Nancy, and Tara's 14, and this is her mother, Kathy. Nancy, let's start out with you. You're the one who called the show.
Yes, I did.
Because you've been very worried about Amanda.
Yes, I am.
It was Amanda's boyfriend that told her she was too fat, right?
And also, yes.
Your... Tell me about that.
He would see her, and their whole family is very tiny, and he would tell her that she's fat. She doesn't fit in.
Let's go over some of the things that she's told us, and then let's talk about what can be done.
Okay.
Okay. About 3 days out of the week, she starves herself. That's her pattern. The other 4 days, she does tell you that she's eaten, but she really only eats like one salad. And that while you're cleaning up in the kitchen, she's up in the bathroom throwing up every time she eats. Did you know that?
No.
What, is there any part of it you knew, or none of it?
Well, I didn't know that she was throwing up, actually.
Okay.
They had asked me, and I told them I'm not sure either.
Right.
But I have caught her, you know, taking a big plate of food so she thinks we're eating it, and then when you turn around, the dog is eating it.
Yeah, it's gone. When my kids didn't like their food, they put it in the upholstery of the back of the chair. Yeah. You ever go to upholster a chair and find out all this cookies and crackers and stuff that they didn't want back there? She also said that every night she goes to bed feeling, would we say crying, Amanda? Yeah. You cry a lot? And in the morning she wakes up, and sometimes she really wants to put a knife to her throat and kill herself because she is very confused about herself. Did you know it was that serious?
I didn't know it was that serious. We do have her in counseling right now.
Is it helping?
Yes.
Good. What do you think can be done about this? I think you're a very responsible mother. A, you went for the important things. You went for counseling. You have a good enough relation with your daughter that she has just told you the truth. And you're getting her help. You called us. You're willing to share. I have no fault with you. I wish every mother we talk to is as good as you are. What is it left? Is there anything left now that Mother doesn't know? You know what I'd do if I were you? I'd come clean. You see, we've gotten so far into it that you ought to be able to walk away with Mother and say, you know, Mother, I've now told you everything. Is there anything else you haven't told her, Amanda?
That I'm training for the tennis team, but I'm actually doing it to also lose weight.
Okay, that's one more.
That's why I didn't want you to be on the tennis team.
Because
that's
too much
what I
exercise?
figured.
Actually, that was the cheerleading.
But I figured the same with the tennis team because you don't need to lose any more weight, Amanda.
Anything else, Amanda? Anything else that you want to tell her, or does she know everything now?
I think now she knows everything.
Okay. Let's go to Kathy. Kathy, your daughter Tara called the show and very upset because I think she's scared about what she's doing to herself to lose weight, all for a boy. And when I said to her, can I tell your mother what you told me? She says, yes, I don't want to die. Now that shows that she knows that there's that problem. When did you start to see Tara had a problem?
Last summer.
Tell me what happened.
We have a camper and we go camping. And she would make like she was eating. She'd throw the food away. She would take and go off to the restroom, make herself sick.
Did you ever catch her throwing up?
Right afterwards, I saw her come out of the restroom, and her eyes were all red and watery.
But
and
she always told you that was nothing, right?
Right, she told me she was crying.
Okay. How's she doing in school?
Well, right now, not good at all.
Why, Tara? You're so bright. Why not?
Because my self-esteem went so low, I stopped doing homework, schoolwork, because I'm worried about what people think about me. I was going to the hall. I walked down the hall. They'll go, ew, Tara, don't come no closer. You're going to hit me with your stomach.
That's what your friends, these people in school say?
It's
I can't call
usually
them your
the boys.
friends. The boys?
Yeah.
You
the
are
boys I like.
so, the boys you like say you're so fat you'll hit them with your stomach. I don't think I should have the girls here. I think I should have these idiots. You know, maybe there'll be one thing you'll remember of this show. Let me tell you something. I'm a mother of sons, too. Mostly daughters, but I have 2 sons. Ain't nothing dumber in the world than those 15, 14-year-old boys. Especially. Now, that's not all you 15 and 14-year-old boys. That's the idiots. Some of you are great. That's the idiots who think that a child like this is fat and say things about her stomach. You are an idiot if you do that, okay? The rest of you, okay, you'll be allowed to live. I say that to my own kids, so I might as well say it to you. Kathy, Tara told us she has been keeping some secrets. Number 1, every night after dinner she throws up her food. Do you know that?
No.
You said that you didn't realize there was such a big problem until we called you and told you that Tara had called us and that she was starving herself to get thin for a boy. What does this do to you as a mother?
Tears me apart.
Tears me apart, isn't it?
It does.
Because you love this child and she's worth loving an awful lot.
She's beautiful.
But you know what? She needs help. She wants help. And mostly she wants you to be her closest friend and to know what she's up to. So just as I did with Amanda, what haven't we told Mother?
That in school, when I eat my lunch, I'll just throw it away.
What else haven't we told Mother?
Well, after lunch, before 7th period, there's extra time. I'll go in the gym and I'll run laps and stuff. I'll stay up all night exercising.
Okay. Do you know anything else?
I almost always throw up. Almost always after dinner, I'll throw my dinner away in the garbage. We don't have to eat it.
God, you're doing that.
See, Tara, now that Kathy knows, it's going to be a lot harder to be secretive. And the first step is to stop being secretive. Because at least Mom is on to you. And you know that's a good thing now. It's not going to be, you either get more secretive so she doesn't figure it out, or you come clean and say, Mom, I need help with this, right? You wouldn't want anything to happen to your mom, would you?
No, I love her with all my heart.
Tell me how you would feel if anything happened to this beautiful young lady.
I would die.
That's
I
right.
would feel like dying.
Just die, right? Because she's that important and you love her that much.
Oh, yes. Very much.
Do you know how much she loves you? You know what? You're the future. You're the future. We'll be right back. Coming up, she says she's starving herself and throwing up any chance she gets to lose weight so that her husband will find her sexy again. What she doesn't know is that he's fed up and has an ultimatum for her. Either she loses weight or she loses him. That stat of 50% is only in America. There isn't another country in the world where women have that image of themselves as being fat, just America. I want you to meet Deborah, and sitting next to her is her husband, Jerry. When they got married 5 years ago, Deborah weighed 102 pounds. She says that when she was thin, the marriage was perfect. Then, when she gains weight, and she's had 3 children, the marriage falls apart because Jerry refuses to be married to a woman who's fat. Deborah says she is so scared to lose her marriage that she will do anything to get thin. Let me tell you how severe this problem is. This morning, Deborah, my producer, was walking by the restroom and you were vomiting, right?
Yes.
Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for that. 3 years ago, was that after the second baby?
Yes.
Okay, you lost weight, you gained weight, your husband left. The
Yes.
marriage fell apart. Okay? And the problem was he wasn't at home, he wouldn't touch you, and it was because, or you feel it was because of the weight. Is that
Yes.
correct? Then you lost the weight and he came back.
Yes.
Now where are we?
I've gained a lot of weight since I had my...
And what do you think Jerry is going to do?
I think he's going to leave me again.
Okay. Let's talk. No, wait. Jerry, talk to me. What's going on here?
When I married Debbie, she weighed 102 pounds.
Okay.
And she put on an awful lot of weight.
Right.
And her dad, me, have tried, you know, when a person is in good physical shape, they feel good about themselves.
Right.
And Debbie, she doesn't want, from what I see, to really lose the weight.
Okay.
When she was thin, she was feeling really good.
Right,
she was confident.
You call her fat 10 times a day. You've called her lazy. You tell her to get off her fat butt. You won't drive her to visit her dad. You make her walk because she'll lose weight. You tell her she needs 2 chairs to sit in because of her big fat butt. And you have taken food out of her hand. Told her if she gets bigger, you'll have to buy a truck with a tarp to hide it. Those are all the things she said you said. Have you said those things?
some of them. But like the thing with going to her dad's, she doesn't have to walk. She has her own car. Her dad lives like 15 miles away.
You used to say that.
All right. While you were on the phone with my producer, she heard you tell Deborah, if you turn sideways, you can fit through the door. Now, let's understand something. You feel you're doing this to help her?
I'm probably a jerk. Well, matter of fact, I know it.
How's your sex life?
Well, it's not.
Are you having an affair with someone else?
I have, yeah.
Does your wife know about the affair?
Yeah.
How do you know about the affair?
Because the woman that I was having an affair with has spent the last 3 or 4 days with us.
Why?
Because
let me get to the bottom of this. Gente, momentito. Why?
Because she wanted to be friends with the woman that I was having an affair
Okay,
with.
let's ask her why.
He got us to fight against each other.
Okay, I understand that. In other words, keep your friends close and your enemies closer? Something like that?
He was telling her lies, and he was telling me lies.
So you two got together to find out what the lies were?
Yes, she called me.
All right. Deborah, you said that you would do whatever it takes to save your marriage. Yes. This man is cheating on you. Why do you want to save the marriage?
Because I love him.
But you got it.
Okay, now we are going to talk. Go ahead, first and then second. Go ahead.
I got to say to the girls, the guys and stuff that say you're fat, they're just jealous because you guys are beautiful.
That's right.
You know, the trouble with that is that girls never, ever, I can look at both your faces. You don't believe a guy would be jealous, do you? Not in a million years. Well, that's at that age.
First of all, I hope you don't call yourself a real man because you need to grow up. And all of you guys got to love yourself before you love anybody else. So I hope you don't.
Let me tell you something, young ladies. I can understand, although I find it very difficult, that there are women in the armed forces who will die for their country. I understand there was Joan of Arc who would die for her God. I don't understand two girls who might die for two punk, idiot young men. We'll be right back. Next, her husband left her 2 weeks ago. His reason why? He didn't want to be married to someone who was fat. She says she's so desperate to get him back, she's gone to drastic measures to lose the weight. Find out what she's willing to do for love right after this.
You are the fat. Get off my stage.
We're talking today with women who are willing to go to great lengths to lose weight. In these cases, in order to get the men in their lives to love them and accept them. Brenda, when you were listening to Deborah, did any of that hit home?
Yeah.
This is Brenda. Brenda got married 12 years ago. She was 110 pounds. She says she had the perfect marriage back then, but 4 years ago, Brenda got sick with epilepsy.
With epilepsy and some other medical problems.
And that caused her to put on weight, as it does a lot of people. Slowly but surely, Brenda's marriage began to fall apart because her husband did not like her fat. Although he understood it was the result of medication. Okay. It got so bad 2 weeks ago her husband left her. Now she has said she will do whatever it takes to get him back. She at this point is sitting in front of us, starving herself. She hasn't eaten in 2 weeks. Now, everyone thought she had a great marriage. He has called her blimp, porky, chubby, fat 4 to 5 times a day, but because she was sick, this made her feel worse. He was humiliated by her and would not let anyone take a picture of her below her face. He would pull on her stomach, although she was ill, and tell her to lose the weight. He would not take her out even to the grocery store. I'm reading all these things you told us. If they're not right, you stop me. She thinks she's fat because he says she's fat. He left her a note saying he wanted a new life without her. She called to ask him why, and he said she was not losing weight fast enough for him. Now, what will you do to get this man back?
Whatever it takes,
Whatever it takes. You know something here, Brenda? Our producers are absolutely panicked because of you. You have not eaten in 2 weeks. You are going to end up dying. To what extent is it worth it for this man to think that you're thin? I don't understand. Tell me why you wanted to come here today, not to hear me lecture you.
because I was hoping he'd see the show and realize how much he meant to me. And to let the other people know out there, the other men and women, because it's not just women that get sick and gain weight.
That's right.
That it takes the both of you to work at it, not just one. And you have to be willing to help the other, but apparently he wasn't willing to help me, and I was trying too hard, and I'm still trying.
You know, you, from not eating, you are having trouble putting a sentence together from the time that we first talked to you. This is a result of something called malnutrition. It means you're not getting enough food in your body. Gosh. Yes, go ahead.
I would like to say, if you want to lose extra weight, get rid of this idiot there.
We'll be right back. Coming up, she says she was so desperate to be thin and pretty and accepted by the boys that secretly she would vomit every time she put food in her mouth just to be thin. We're going to hear what happened when her secret was found out right after this. It's called Showing Love and Support. When I read that, I was thinking of you. I'd like you to meet Kristen. Kristen has spent most of her life struggling with her weight in order to be thin. From the time she was 12 years old, she did everything imaginable to have the so-called perfect body. Why? Like you two, Amanda and Tara, she wanted the boys to notice her and be attracted to her until it almost killed her. Kristen, you started throwing up in the 8th grade. Why?
First time I ever remember throwing up, it was before a big party with all the popular kids. And I wasn't invited to those kind of parties, so I was so excited. And I had a crush on the most popular boy, and he had this model, skinny, perfect girlfriend. So I starved myself the whole week, and I guess eating carrots and that kind of thing. And then I was so hungry, I binged on Twinkies, and that's the first time I ever remember throwing up.
Because of the shame of eating the Twinkies.
Mm-hmm.
Has weight always been an obsession with you?
Since about age 10.
Right into high school?
It was a big thing toward high school.
When you'd wake up in the morning, how would you feel?
I I would try to say, this will be a skinny day. I won't eat anything. This will be a skinny day. And I'd work really hard for that. And then if I didn't make my skinny day, you get hungry, then I'd sneak off to the bathroom in the high school and throw it up.
And you're not ashamed of telling Tara and Amanda this?
It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's something that you have to deal with, and it gets better. It gets so much better.
When does it get better? You went off to college. Was it better in college?
My worst time was actually the first year of college. That was my absolute low, because it definitely started in high school, and it blew to 5 times a day, 6 times a day. I guess I got better because I couldn't go to work. I had a little part-time job. My grades were falling, and I just kept thinking, this can't be life. It can't be this bad. And
Amanda, you're shaking your head. Do you ever think this can't be life? Life can't be this bad. Okay. The way we found Kristen is she wrote her story in, I think it's YM Magazine. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. To help other girls who are going through the same problem. What do you say to, especially Amanda and Tara, the young ones?
Just don't lose hope. You'll try, and you'll try, and you'll try, and you'll fail several times, but there will be the time. I'm almost ready to celebrate 2 years of not doing it. There will be it feels so good.
We're going to, we need somebody, I think, to talk to Deborah and Amanda and Brenda, and we'll do that when we return. Next, would you know if someone you loved had a problem like this? When we come back, we're going to tell you what you should look for and what you should do if someone is starving themselves for love.
You are the Five. Get off my stage.
It is no wonder that so many young girls and women are obsessed with their weight. Recently, Miss Universe had the crown that she earned almost taken away because she gained too much weight. This weight gain made national headlines. Her story was on every newsstand, every network. Do you know about that story? Yes. All right, for those of you who do not, take a look at this. I want you to meet Nancy Braveman. Nancy is a psychotherapist who specializes in women's eating disorders. Now, I mean, when you hear headlines like that, you know why yours is probably such a busy office. These mothers say they didn't realize the extent of what was happening, and also, almost all of these women, it's for a man.
Right.
Why?
It's not worth it.
Why?
Why are people so worried about looking a certain way for a man or pleasing a man?
Yeah, why?
Well, I think that for people who have a hard time feeling good enough within themselves, there's a lot of worry about being good enough for other people. So even though an eating disorder starts and gets perpetuated for a lot of different reasons, one comment can trigger a vulnerable person, like somebody saying you're too fat. Doesn't mean that's the only thing that it's about, as was being said before. Right. So for a woman who feels inadequate if she feels like she's not thin enough, which we know is promoted all over in our society, if somebody says, especially a man, especially a significant other, you know, we all want a partner, we all want to be loved. If the person we want to be loved by says, you're not good enough, it feels terrible to the person who feels not good enough.
Deborah feels trapped. 3 children. And her husband's sleeping with somebody else, and tells her she's fat. What's the answer for that kind of a problem?
Well, there's no quick answer, and unfortunately, no simple answer. But Deborah and Jerry both say that they want to work on their marriage. That they say they want to save their marriage. Deborah, you say you love him. Jerry, you say that you love her. Mm-hmm. The two of you, if you love each other, have a lot of work to do. If you're willing to do it and you want to do it, the good news is that there's a lot of help available.
The one thing thing that was just said about if I loved her, then why am I sleeping with somebody else? Well, that was done to me 5 months after we were first married. And it's been done to me for the last 4 years.
So, two rights make a wrong?
No, but...
Okay, well, so, you know, there's a lot...
She felt unloved, unappreciated, and fat. She went out and got somebody to make her feel a little bit better, and you're using that as an excuse. We'll be right back. It is an extremely serious problem in the United States. Our concern with our bodies and our misdirection about them and how we feel when we look at ourselves in the mirror. And this is not the first time we've talked about this, and it won't be the last. And we are going to try and get you some help, because losing that weight is not going to bring that guy back. It just isn't going to work. See you next time.